Hey guys, welcome to my first Teaching Tuesday. If you remember, I talked about this earlier this week, where every Tuesday I'm going to be offering a mini free lesson. That way we can learn and grow as home chefs together. So today we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart: spice blends. And spice blends guaranteed to make the dad in your life or the man in your life happy. I love making my own spice blends. I love making barbecue rubs, taco seasoning, fajita seasoning, even homemade ranch. In my book, there's no reason to ever buy any of those packet seasoning mixes. They're full of preservatives, MSG, and stuff you just really don't want to eat when you can easily make your own spice blends. I know a lot of you are thinking right now, why in the name of God would I want to make my own when I can go buy it? It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too complex. My friend Sid, when I talked to him about this Teaching Tuesday, said the same thing. He said, Robert, I could go buy chili powder. But I said, it's not going to be customized to your taste. It's not going to suit you and exactly what you're looking for. If you make your own spice blends, you could easily do it. So in short, I know you guys can do this. If you love spice like I do, add an extra pot. Add more garlic, add more onion. If you're making a barbecue, add more brown sugar. If you want something that's a little bit more savory, add a little bit of coffee. Again, you can experiment to your heart's content, and nothing's going to come out bad. You're going to find that as long as you stick to some base ratios, that you're able to come up with a really great spice blend that will work. So today I'm going to be demoing two spice blends that I absolutely love. What I have started here is my all-purpose taco seasoning / fajita seasoning mix. I gotta be honest, time for a kitchen confidential. I love this resulting spice blend more than any man should. I literally will use it on almost everything, maybe for the exception of my oatmeal in the morning. It's great on meat for a quick taco salad. It's great on grilled chicken. It's general purpose. It's very close to a spicy house seasoning blend that they would use in a restaurant. This one has a little bit, when we walk through it, you'll realize it has a little bit of pop of flavor, a little hint of spice. Now, if it ends up being too spicy for you, feel free to tone back or tune up those flavors. It's completely up to you. And that, again, is the beauty of making your own spice blends. And the second thing we're going to make is, here I have the beginning of a really great all-purpose barbecue rub. And this rub is great on beef, chicken, pork. You could try it on fish. To be honest, I haven't tried it on fish, but I think it would work. Now, this barbecue rub is inspired by one of my favorite Chicagoans, Dr. Barbecue Ray Lamp. This is based on his number 68 spice blend. Now, granted, I've tweaked it just enough that now it's a Chef Bear original. But you know what? I gotta pay homage to my man Ray. Love what you do, dude. Thank you for the inspiration. Okay, so today, like I said, we're gonna make this taco spice. And let me review my recipe so I can tell you guys exactly what we need to make here. So what I already have here is 1/3 cup of my robust chili powder. Now, check the PDF at the bottom of the resource section, or if you're watching this video on Facebook, say, hey guys, I'm in. And I will send you the notes and the recipe PDF. And in that PDF, I have a recipe included for my robust chili powder. This is the chili powder I use all the time. When I'm making chili, when I'm making beans, when I just want to add a little zing, this is my go-to. So what I have in here is 1/3 cup of chili powder. And then I'm going to call out measurements, but to be honest, I'm going to eyeball it. Because again, nothing can go bad. So what I'm going to add here is about 1 1/4 teaspoons of garlic powder, thereabouts. No, that's probably a little much. Oh, let's add a little more. It's a Chef Bear measurement. So we have some garlic powder. We have some onion powder in the same ratio. And that's the beauty of this rub, that you're you're adding equal ratios of almost everything. That way, everything will, even if you add a little bit more, it'll still be it'll be very well balanced. That was the word I was looking for and I couldn't remember. So equal amount of the dried chili flakes. You guys have heard me espouse before about my love of Calabrian chili. That little spicy chili pepper from Italy. That's what I'm using here. Now, feel free to tune that back a little bit if you don't like spice. Though I know my guys and my dad can handle it, so I'm amping it up quite a bit. So we have red pepper, and then we have, in the equal measurements, some oregano. And then double that, some smoked paprika. If you don't like the smoky paprika, feel free to swap out to regular paprika. But again, I like that smoky pop of flavor. And then we're going to add a double measurement of cumin. Well, that was a little bit much, but again, doesn't really matter. It's all going to work out in the end. And sorry guys, you see me fumbling here. The joys of cooking live. Some cumin. And cumin is that quintessential flavor. If you're wondering what the base flavor in those taco packets or fajita packets, right here, my friend, cumin. All right, then we want a little bit of salt and pepper. And you notice, guys, that I'm using my finger bowls here, where I have pre-measured salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and Calabrian chili. One of my #1 kitchen tips is measure out those pre-common spices. That way you can grab them right when you need them in your cooking. And the other thing I would throw out, when you're building your spice blends, make sure you do so in a mason jar, because it's great to measure, store, and shake. All in one vessel. You don't have to make a big mess, and it's super easy. All right, so equal amounts of pepper, equal amounts of salt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on the mason jar with the sealer, and I'm going to give it a good shake. All right, so next we're going to make the barbecue rub. And let me flip the recipe so I could actually follow that. So what I have in here is I have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar that I dried out in the oven for about 20 minutes. And it was just to dry it out a little bit. So what you do is you turn the oven up to 200, you turn it off, you throw in the sugar, and you just let it sit in the warm oven. And it'll take all that moisture out of the brown sugar, so it actually creates a better spice blend. Then I have a 1/4 cup of salt and about a 1/4 cup of the robust chili powder that, again, is in that PDF that we're going to be talking about. Then what we're going to do, this one you need to be a little bit more careful in your measurements. We're going to add about, if I'm remembering, 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika. So a good amount. Oh, you know what? Let's just finish that bad boy off. Then you want to add a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, lemon pepper, and a teaspoon of cayenne. Now, granted, again, if you don't like it spicy, peel back the cayenne. I know the guys in my life can handle it. All right, so we have cayenne, lemon pepper, onion powder, I really should have made this in one of the larger mason jars, but we'll make it work. Some garlic powder. And now this is the spin on Ray's barbecue blend. Granted, I've changed out some of he called for regular paprika, I went with smoked. He called for regular chili powder. I'm using my robust. I mean, it has chilies, extra cumin. It has that extra smoky flavor and a pop of heat. He calls for a little bit of coffee. he calls for like a teaspoon of coffee in the rub, which I know you guys are thinking that sounds really strange. It doesn't end up tasting like coffee, but it adds that complexity that you're looking for in a really great rub. I'm going to say you want at least 2 tablespoons, especially if you're going to be using this rub on beef, because coffee and beef and barbecue are a marriage made in heaven. And what we're going to be using this rub for is some barbecue short ribs later this week that this rub is just ideal for. So again, I have it in a mason jar. Shake and bake. You know, children of the 70s and 80s will remember, hey mom, it's shake and bake and I helped. All right, there we go guys. So today we talked about making an all-purpose taco / fajita bean seasoning mix that literally I use 3-4 times a week in a myriad of dishes. And then a great all-purpose sweet and savory barbecue rub that will be your go-to spice for anything you're throwing on the grill or in the smoker this summer. So make these spices, think of Dad, and you know, next Sunday for Father's Day, make sure you help the old man out. You know, join him in the kitchen. You know, remember, cooking with your friends and family not only feeds your body, it feeds your soul. All right, guys, I'll see you in the kitchen. Join me again next Tuesday for another Teaching Tuesday. All right, guys, see you on the flip side.